Welcome back, guys. Guess what? We did Tremors 2, the Aftershock.
Oh, you got it all wrong.
Fuck you.
It's Tremors 2, Aftershocks.
Welcome back, guys. We just watched a movie that nobody cares about but Derek called Aftershocker.
I'm Derek.
I'm Winnie.
I'm Jack.
This is Bad Movies,
Worst People.
I'm sorry, a movie that no one cares about. This movie is awesome.
Honestly, I didn't hate
It's a
it.
solid
Okay.
1 star less than Tremors, but
I'm throwing some smoke, but this was really fun. The graphics were only bad when they had to have the things moving. Other than that, we're still doing creatures. We're still doing rubber fucking.
Rubber fucking. I'm down
we're
for
doing
rubber fucking. Dude, the graboids
unlike Kevin
looked
Bacon.
fucking
They look
amazing.
cool. Unlike
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon.
yeah. The graboids look better in this.
Another weak spot, though.
No
is
Kevin Bacon.
Every casting besides Fred Ward and Michael Gross.
Yeah.
Everybody else in this is weak.
Yeah. I think Grady's the worst.
He
Whatever
is.
that fucking guy's
Not
name
even
is.
arguable.
We'll get there, but
Not even arguable. Grady's the worst.
Kate wasn't that bad. She
wasn't
just
that good.
dry.
Well, it just like Tremors.
She needed some laxative. She needed some lubricant.
Oh, God. What kind of wet is she getting?
She needed
Fred
some
Ward
lubricant
staring
in
at
there.
that pooper and it just sprays.
Yeah, but he's into it.
Oh, someone talk about poop.
Ma'am, I didn't know you were that kind of old school. Dang.
But if you guys want to hear us talk about the first Tremors, you can get that on our Patreon at patreon.com/worstpeople. But that one
Because
also
we do enjoy good movies.
We
Yes.
do.
that one also had a female character
That was
played
dry.
by an actress who was flat and boring because unfortunately they don't really matter in these
What did I
movies.
say? She got kicked out of a library for being too boring.
Yeah.
And I was coughing when you said that, and my brain heard kicked out of a vibrator. And I was just like, wow, Jack.
You get kicked out of a vibrator.
Kicked out by a vibrator?
That's happened. I got kicked out of a bedroom by a vibrator. I don't have 10 speeds, dude.
But before we get started on that, we read some newsletters.
Yeah.
No, they weren't newsletters.
Emails?
Emails.
There we go.
That's the word I'm looking
Did
for.
you really just? I thought you were being clever and
Yep.
cute with newsletters.
Nope. I was going to say
carrier
letters.
pigeon.
Electronic letters in the past. But I have a YouTube comment I would like to read to you guys
Ooh,
because
I
it
am
pertains
super
to a
excited.
very recent episode. And
Hit me, daddy.
it's a YouTube comment that doesn't use any racial slurs and
Ooh.
doesn't tell us that we're awful.
This is new.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm an excite. Are you an
I'm
excite?
excited.
I mean, my response to this guy was actually, well, goddamn, thank you for the response.
I said, God damn.
And then I said, I actually learned from a YouTube comment and I appreciate it. So,
Golf clap?
Golf clap.
I think all of us did it without me hitting the microphone, without anyone hitting the microphone.
I would risk it. I want to do another golf clap for you, but I don't want to risk it in microphone. We got away clean. Walk away.
I miss when he used to do it with his face.
Yeah, I like
But
that.
so this guy commented on our Friday the 13th, part 5, A New Beginning.
Oh, okay. With Tommy, Tony,
Roy.
Tori? No.
Roy was Tommy.
Roy was the killer. Tommy was
Tommy's the lead.
Yeah.
And also, he was kind of the killer, too.
But we talked about why it was called Friday the 13th, and I was like, I don't know, the first one probably took place
Yeah,
on
I
Friday
asked.
the 13th. So Jason was born on Friday the 13th. Oh, this guy's, by the way, his name is Freddie Mercury ZY70P.
Okay.
Well, I like you a lot, sir.
So
Or ma'am.
Jason was
Or
born
ma'am.
on Friday the 13th. Jason drowned on the 13th. His mom went on a killing spree to close the camp down on Friday the 13th. So that film takes place then. And also parts 2, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 10 and the remake take place on Friday the 13th.
Oh.
Although the date is only brought up occasionally and is usually zero consequence to the story. The real world reason why it's called Friday the 13th is because Sean S. Cunningham, who directed the first one, was banking on the success of Halloween, and Friday the 13th sounded like a good title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
But
Good
yeah.
informative
I mean,
comment.
thank you. That's actually, that makes sense.
I did learn from a YouTube
It checks
comment.
all my boxes, guys.
The next one we were talking about Oh, I mentioned when we talked about Jason having a worm in his head and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mentioned how they later on they had said that they decided on Halloween that Michael Myers was the Shape and he was like this otherworldly being or whatever.
Yeah.
This guy,
Proved you
obviously
wrong.
a horror fan. He said Michael Myers was always called the Shape. In the original 1978 film, he's credited as the Shape. It has less to do with him being possessed by any entity or demon and was meant to be more metaphorical. He's the embodiment of evil in the shape of human. He has no distinctive features or personality, just the outline of a person. And then there's some more stuff about what they do later on, but we'll probably talk about.
But did they make that like Jamie Lee Curtis's brother or something?
Yeah, that wasn't until the second one, I believe.
Okay, so in the first, I gotcha.
When we were talking about if the fifth sequel of anything sucks,
Yeah.
or is
Or
good,
is good.
It's good.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So he just listed some off.
All right.
So, and I'm
Hit me,
going to
Freddy.
disagree with some of these, but
I might too.
so Scream 2022, which was good.
It was good.
In my
Watch.
opinion.
That's the one with Jenna Ortega, right?
The first one, yeah.
Yeah.
The Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 2, which is fucking trash.
I can't.
You hated that one.
I
It's the
didn't
worst
watch
one.
it.
It's the worst one out of a series of awful movies
It's
because
you're never gonna watch them, right?
Never.
It's all a vision. Like none of the
It's
battle
like you wake up
fucking
and it's
happens.
a dream.
no, there's like they go together to have the big climactic battle of these last fucking 11 hours of horse shit.
And
I've been
everybody's
watching.
getting slaughtered.
There's this big fight. People are dying. It's great. All this cool stuff's happening. And then it turns out that the girl was just having a vision or something.
or
I hate it.
sharing her vision.
I
Yeah.
hate it.
Yeah, awful. But hey,
I dislike that trope a lot.
I, being a fan of the books, the book did it much better, and I was just like,
Blah,
oh my
still dumb.
god.
Blah blah blah.
that just means nothing happened. You just went through,
Yeah.
especially in books, you just read 2,000 pages,
Yeah,
and
if
the
the book-
conclusion was nothing happened.
If the book
Yeah,
is
because
doing
then
that
your
too,
favorite
I hate
people
it
aren't
as
dead.
much.
Your favorite people,
Good.
like
No, you need consequences.
That's storytelling.
Stories need consequences.
they had. Oh, okay. I'm not getting into
There was
this
no
right now.
consequence other than they had a weird little baby that Taylor
Oh,
Lautner
actually,
was trying
okay,
to have
that is
sex
a big
with.
consequence.
Taylor Lautner was not trying to have sex with the baby. He imprinted on the baby, which
I
meant
said
he
what
was
I
going to protect this child.
He's grooming it.
Yeah,
no, not
exactly.
even
Where
grooming
was groom?
it. Not even grooming. just
He was just going to help raise
We are
it.
upsetting
He
Whitney
was going to
so
help raise
much.
it, much like Woody Allen helped raise
Oh my
his
God.
stepdaughter.
pass. Pass.
So then he also said Evil Dead Rise, which I did not watch. That's the most recent
I
one.
haven't seen any of these.
I saw the
Why
first,
are you on this?
Because I like bad movies.
I saw the first Evil Dead like reboot, and I wasn't for me, so I didn't see the new one. But I've heard mixed things, but a lot of good things. Fast 5, which was one of the best Fast and Furious, if
I
I
don't think I
remember
saw
I
right.
it.
have seen this, but no.
Isn't that the first one with Kurt Russell?
He's
Sure.
in Fast and Furious.
Yeah, he's in 2 of them.
For a cup
No,
of coffee.
one of them he's in a lot of it.
He's Mr. Nobody.
Huh?
Yeah, he's Mr. Nobody.
The only one I truly enjoyed was the last one with Momoa, and I've talked about why.
I
Okay.
can't remember. I watched them all in a row. So
I
it's
want to
hard
say the last one I watched was like 4.
Then he says Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, which I can't agree with because Mission Impossible 1's great, 2 and 3 are trash, and the rest of them are all really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Police Academy 5, Assignment Miami Beach.
Okay.
I can't comment on that one.
Okay, I can, and he's not. They are not wrong. The Miami one is fucking dope.
Okay.
I mean, they're all pretty.
Does
dope.
it still have?
Mahoney?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
He's out in it was at Gutenberg, right?
Good.
Yeah,
I was
he's-
like Spielberg.
He's out in I think the next one, City Under Siege.
Okay.
Does it have the guy?
Yeah, Michael
Okay.
Winslow. Is
I
in
think
it.
he's in all of them, and I think Bobcat's in all of them.
You don't,
Not
you
the
don't
first
say
one.
that. I
He's
can't
not
do
in
a
the first one?
I
Bobcat.
think he's in the first.
Thought he
one.
was in the first one.
Oh my god, he's in the second one.
Where are you guys? I'm in all these fucking movies for no reason.
That's why. That's the reason.
I could be wrong though. I haven't seen. I bought the box set because I was like, I'm going to watch all these. I have not.
Well, we can make it an off-record night.
Only if you want to watch all 7 Tremors. Also,
So
7 Police Academies, 7 Tremors, 7 Suicides.
8 crazy nights.
Well, yeah. What's we'll do? We'll watch 1 and 1, 2 and 2, 3 and 3.
Oh, thank you. No.
He says Jason Bourne, but I didn't see that one either. That was the
Yeah,
5th one of those.
God.
I only saw the first Bourne movie.
I think my biggest problem is I don't watch the 5th of anything except for Fifth Element.
You Only Live Twice, which is James Bond, so I didn't watch it. Muppets Treasure Island.
That is my favorite Tim Curry movie. I've got cabin fever. I've got it too.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, I love it.
He says the Deadpool, which is the
Clint
fifth
Eastwood.
Harry
Potter. It's the fifth Harry Carey. You almost misspoke.
Dirty Harry.
Dirty
Hi,
Harry.
buddy. Did I fire 20 shots or 48? You got to ask yourself. You feel lucky, punk? Do you?
Avengers Endgame. So I'll agree
Okay.
with that, even though it's not really. It's the fifth Avengers, but I mean,
I guess it's hard for me
it's
to
like the
count those
21st
movies.
movie in the series.
Yeah.
But,
But it is the fifth
it's the fifth
Avengers.
Avenger.
Prey from 2022, which is the fifth Predator.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Prey was
And
so good.
Mothra versus Godzilla, which I'm the only one here who's probably seen.
No, I saw it with you.
No, the old Mothra versus Godzilla.
Yeah, you had me watch it with you.
No, that was
You put toothpicks in her eyes, dude.
that was a different one.
Oh, no, you had me watch Ghidorah. Not Ghidorah. Don't tell me. Ghidorah.
Ghidorah.
Well, Ghidorah.
No,
is,
Ghidorah the Explorer.
Ghidorah is one that we watched, and then I think the one that we watched at your parents' house that you might be thinking of was, I think, Gigan. No, that's
It's not Ghidorah
That's,
because
I don't know.
Ghidorah
I don't know.
isn't Ghidorah from.
King Ghidorah, the three-headed dragon.
I thought Ghidorah was the green chick.
That's Gamora.
Gamora.
Oh.
But anyway, so thank you, Freddie Mercury,
Thank you,
et cetera, for
Freddie
commenting
Mercury.
And adding 20 minutes to this episode because we can't shut up.
and being helpful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
super
mostly
helpful.
it.
Thanks, bud, because I really wanted to know those answers.
Okay, so back to Tremors 2
Tremors!
Aftershocks.
Electric Boogaloo.
it
whoop.
always works.
Yeah.
It always works.
Anytime you put number 2, it's so good to say Electric Boogaloo.
And you know that movie was put out by Canon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
Have
paying
you
us.
watched Electric Boogaloo, the documentary?
No.
Oh, it's about Canon films.
I'll be right back.
It's
I gotta,
fucking amazing.
I got to drop a number 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Anyway, this movie came out in 1996. It's rated PG-13, and it was direct-to-video, although... So they finished filming it in 1994. So it didn't take 6 years to make a sequel. It took 4.
Uh-huh.
But basically they showed it to like test audiences. They loved it. Universal was pushing for direct-to-video. The director and writers were fighting them to get it theatrical because people loved it so much.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of back and forth. It ended up being direct-to-video, and it didn't come out until 96.
I mean, like
Rude.
we're talking about, I liked it so much more than I thought. I
Same.
remember watching it.
Yeah.
Same.
And I don't think I had an appreciation back then. I was a young buck. I was
You've
looking
seen,
for the
you've
new
seen all these
hotness.
new movies, and you're like, wow, these movies from the 90s aren't that bad.
Yeah. Maybe that's it, too. I got a different lens on.
Yeah, we all just have Stockholm Syndrome from all the shit we've had to watch the last 20 years.
Oh, crap.
we
we've
didn't
had to
talk
endure.
about it last time. We've talked about it before, but Fred Ward, who is no longer with us,
It's a shame.
2022.
That
Yeah.
sucks, man.
I mean, a big shame. We talk about it a bit on everything that he's in. He should be
Our
on
previous episode, Remo Williams, we talked about it a lot. So,
but he should be in a scene with John Bernthal.
yeah,
They are.
He should have
they are
been.
So
he's John
fucking
Bernthal's
similar.
dad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It would be
Can
so
we go
Oh
back
awesome.
in
man,
time
he's
and
the
do
Punisher's
something?
dad.
Yeah, the Punishist.
Oh.
Please, Mr. Punisher is my dad. I'm just the Punisher.
So as I started on our Patreon, which you guys don't know unless you're subscribers at
Which why aren't you
patreon.com/worst
now?
people.
Come on now, would you? Hey,
I'm going to start doing a thing at the beginning of the episode, let you guys know where you can find this movie to watch it streaming if you would like to do that before we talk about it. So this one is available
Which you really
as of
should.
recording.
on this one,
Yeah.
this is a pause this and watch it.
This is available on Apple and Amazon for about $4 to rent. She doesn't like that. She's
Amazon.
She is not a fan
You
of
don't
Amazon.
rent it,
She
you
does
buy
not
it.
like Bezos.
She
No.
said buy the shit.
Yeah, Candy's like, get the fucking hard copy, you punk.
And you can buy it on Apple or Amazon for $15, or you can do what I did and buy the beautiful 4K restoration from Arrow Video, which is probably more than both those.
I mean, 14's a lot to buy, and I buy some stupid shit.
I know I spent more than $15 on this movie, but I also love this movie.
Yeah,
So
I do
whatever.
too. It's a not so
Mine comes in a
pleasure.
fancy hard box. It's got a little book and a poster.
I know he
Yeah,
was trying
he
to
was like,
show off.
Look
too.
at this. Oh, he tried to show it to you today.
Yeah, he was like, "Look, this, and it has this, and also this is the original poster, and this is the Shock Syndrome poster. Shock Factory.
It's Arrow Video.
Syndrome Sunshine.
I think it was last
Matt
night. He's like, look at
Glover.
this case that it came in. Look how pretty it is. And I was like, yep, got it.
But this is what it's like. And the few times I've brought a date back to my house and they go through my Star Wars stuff, I'm like, well, then this is the Gamorrean guard. I got him over here right next to Bib Fortuna because he's in charge of Jabba's
This one's
day-to-day
actually named
operations.
Octa. So,
Okay, the only way I can like put my hat in this ring is let me show you my glass knives.
Oh, God, I forgot the glass knives.
way nerdier than movies or Star Wars.
Yeah. You're such a nerd, and I can say that.
What?
Yeah. I can drop the N-word.
Wait till you see my knives.
They better have some good lighting, otherwise it's going to be right. I'm going to look right through them. They're glass.
Some of them have different colors
This movie
and
was
different handles.
I'm going to stab you with a clear one. Like, ooh, stained glass knife.
Only if I can stab you too. See if gingers bleed the same.
Hey, man, I'm fucking dying here.
He bleeds.
You
He
cut
bleeds
too deep.
He bleeds carrot juice. Don't worry about it.
Do you like carrots?
I love carrots.
Okay.
That's cannibalism.
I don't care for ginger. People every time, like, we had that cider on tap at work, and people are like, you like it? I'm like, I don't like ginger. And every person's like, oh, ironic. I'm like, oh, no, it's not. It's just your stupid name for us, dude.
Why would you ever date someone of your
Yeah, well, you
friends?
have brown
We're
hair. Do you
self-loathing
like brown
people.
ales?
You can't, you can't have a redhead dating another redhead.
No.
Because no matter what, everyone's like, what are you, brother and sister? Even though two blondes dating is fine.
Yeah.
Two dark hair.
Well,
fucking
because they
people
know
dating's
that one of them
fine.
is a
Well-
fake blonde.
Also, if two redheads have a kid, that's how you end up with either A, Dennis the Menace, or B, the Invisible Boy.
Joke's on you. We're going extinct because we pull out. It's in our blood. We're like, hey, you want to make a baby? Sure. Oh, pulled out again. We'll try again tomorrow. Oh, pulled out again.
You'll never go extinct. It's a
recessive
gene in
It's
every
in all of
person.
us
Yeah,
because
every
the
white
Vikings
person.
raped everybody.
She's not wrong. You're reading different literature than I'm reading, sir. We are supposed to be gone by, I think it's like 2040, 2050.
Oh, so when you die, you're the last to live.
I'm the last. There can be only one.
That's a movie we're gonna make, guys. The Last Ginger.
We only fight at night.
So this movie is directed by S.S. Wilson,
Whew,
a
that's a
warship
scary name to go
from
by.
World War II.
I mean, that's better than being a fucking SS officer.
Right?
Conrad
Please-
Wilson,
Please refer me to as a ship. Please.
who also directed Tremors 4: The Legend Begins,
These guys are just like fucking switch hitting this Tremors franchise.
and it was written by him and Brent Maddock, and they also wrote the first one, this one, the third one, and the fourth one, plus Short Circuit 1 and 2, Batteries Not Included, Ghost Dad, Wild Wild West. You know.
Some
Lots of fun stuff.
Yeah.
We talked about that on Patreon. but the-
here, handles the money, especially now that I'm in prison.
Isn't he out now?
I don't think so. I'm gonna go back soon.
I want you guys to guess how much money this movie cost.
15.
The first one was 11 million.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this one's gonna be 13 million.
I'm going to
4
change
million.
mine. Oh,
Oh
what?
boy, you don't have Kevin Bacon?
Yeah, you know how much it was
Oh.
going to cost when Kevin Bacon was going to be on it?
20 million.
25.
17. But Kevin Bacon turned it down, not because he was like, ew, Tremors, maybe that was part of it, but because he was also offered Apollo 13, and which one are you going to do?
Yeah, you work with fucking Ron Howard instead of SS Underwood. That's just what I'm calling the team up.
But yeah, so the budget was cut from 17 to 4 because Bacon wasn't involved.
Wow.
Damn.
Okay, how much?
I mean, you're getting a theatrical release though with Bacon.
yeah.
That's also how I cut my breakfast budget. If I'm not involving bacon,
Oh,
$17 down to $4.
Easily.
Bacon's
Just for some
expensive these
eggs.
days.
That's
Yeah.
excellent.
Eggs and toast.
And
bitch.
Reba wasn't in the movie, not because she didn't want to, but she was touring.
Nobody wanted her back.
Yeah. Also, I like the stuff they do with Bert and like
we already
her
got her to
leaving him.
say elephant gun. What else are we gonna have her fucking do?
Have her say it again.
Elephant gun. Yeah, I do like what they're doing with Michael Gross.
Well, that's what he did say. She's still visiting her sister. Oh.
Yep. It's been 6 years.
Oh, and the line, Heather's not coming back. She called me and asked me for the HK9 back.
Oh no, not the HK9. She said it was she. You know that she actually blamed our relationship on the collapse of the Soviet Union. Well, you took it hard. It's like, she said I was tough to live with unless there's a World War III
The
fucking
threat
threat.
of imminent disaster. Yeah.
Which, you know what, dude? I've heard some of these words in lighter fashion to myself. I need something to worry about, or else I'm gonna bother you.
We talked a little bit on the Patreon episode, but their designs for the Shriekers were done by the guy who was also working on Starship Troopers at the same time as this. and I bet you can guess which one he was paying more attention to.
Yeah.
But it's Phil Tippett, he did the computer graphics for this, but he designed the Shriekers.
Okay.
Phil Tippett is a special effects legend.
Tippett
he worked on.
Over now.
Here's why I told you, Jack, you would be like, oh, okay. He worked on A New Hope,
Oh, okay.
Empire Strikes Back, Temple of Doom,
Nice.
Piranha, Howard the Duck, Golden Child,
Ooh.
Willow, all three RoboCops, Jurassic Park.
I mean, he's got some chops.
And he actually finally directed his
You
own
could have
movie.
stopped at New Hope and Empire Strikes
Yeah.
Back, but you just kept piling onto this fucking delicious sandwich.
And then you said some bullshit.
Well, he also
No.
finally directed his own movie a couple of years ago. Well, it took him like 20 years to make it. It's awesome to watch. The story is whatever, but it's all like stop motion special effects type stuff. It came out, I think, in 2020, maybe 2021, called Mad God. Highly recommend it.
Okay.
It's insane to watch.
He hasn't made me watch it yet, so.
I watched it by
Insane
myself.
to
I knew
watch.
she'd be like, okay. Well, she also watches most of the movies, unless we're doing it for the podcast, while she's on her phone.
Yeah.
And it's not a lot of talking.
'Cause
It's
she
all
loves you.
visuals. So
She loves you. She wants to be
Yeah,
around you.
today I come home and I'm like, what the fuck are you watching? He's like, honestly, I have no idea. You walked in the house and it completely changed. You got these people in whiteface that are living underground and like literally they have a circle paint, like a black
Like
circle
mime
around
paint.
their face.
Yeah.
And yeah. And then red lips and mascara. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening
and
here?
they're watching Don Johnson.
Yeah.
Weird.
And a young John Johnson. Like,
Oh, you said Don Johnson. I heard Don Knotts.
No,
The
no,
whole
Don
body's a
Johnson.
weapon.
No, I was watching a movie called A Boy and His Dog.
from
Which is-
1974.
Yeah, which is Don Johnson and a dog who's telepathic, and they're
He's a
running
sheepdog.
around.
He's an old
I
English
was not
sheepdog.
expecting.
They're running
any-
around the post-apocalypse, and I'm watching this movie up until she comes home. It's Don Johnson and this
Oh.
dog walking around in the desert.
I know the movie you speak of.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, as soon as she gets home, he's in this underground thing. And these people in clown paint are fucking watching him. And she's like, what the fuck? And I was like, dude, I
This
shrug.
This
Heavy
is a jump
shrug.
for me. I've been watching. I don't know what's going on.
I was like, you really watch weird shit, babe.
And the guy who
You
did
should have looked her in the eyes and said, "Mind your own business."
the guy who did the practical effects for this, I mean, there's obviously
You could have
teams, but the
asserted
guy that was in charge
dominance.
was a guy named Peter Chesney, who also did the effects
Is
for.
he
Kenny
Kenny
Chesney?
Chesney's daddy?
I don't think so, but he did the effects for Jack's favorite, Waterworld.
Ooh.
He also did effects for a bunch of Coen Brothers movies, like The Big Lebowski and a couple others. Bill and Ted. He was a
Okay.
special effects assistant on previous episode Cherry 2000.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's
I still
coming,
haven't
it's
rewatched
coming, yeah,
it.
like it's coming up so much. You got to rewatch.
and he did Inspector Gadget. So this movie
Dynamite segue.
this movie starts in Mexico at the Petromaya oil fields.
You see feet hanging down and like,
I thought it was autoerotic asphyxiating, dude.
But no, it's
Never
this oil
tear
field
us
worker.
apart.
This oil field worker trying to escape a graboid by like sliding himself along the top of these oil pipes, and I'm like, you could probably do that better.
Yeah. Well,
He's
but
panicked.
what you don't know is he's been day drinking and he doesn't have the balance.
and he
Fair.
doesn't know how to not be loud.
Well, but again, we know the
No,
rules.
if something is chasing me, I'm gonna be quiet if they can't see me.
Not if you don't know what it is.
Doesn't matter. I'm gonna be quiet as fuck.
Well, we
we're
find
gonna
out that
this Halloween.
I've been chased,
I'm gonna terrify the shit out of you.
and you're gonna get punched.
Oh, we'll see. Be far enough away.
Yeah, so
I know your reach. I got you down, dude. You're so fucked.
So we find out
I throw
that
things.
Glass knives.
like people with glass knives shouldn't throw houses or something.
You know the old saying.
But we find out that these things have killed 6 people in these oil fields so far. So I feel like this guy knows like that they're detecting sound and vibrations, but he's also just panicking and whatever. But it leads to a really cool part, and you can see it coming a mile away because he gets to the end of the pipe. He has to run across the top of these barrels, and I'm like, oh, a bunch of barrels while this thing is burrowing. I wonder what's about to happen.
Yeah. We set this up for an effect, and it's a good effect.
Yeah. 'Cause
It
it's
is a
all,
good
It's
effect.
all practical.
It
It's
works.
nice.
Yep.
Yeah, and that guy gets fully consumed. I think this is the one that we see He's resting inside of like they put his whole body inside of like a graboid suit. And
Yeah,
pulled
he
him
did.
down, so just his face is sticking out. It's kind of
It was
awesome.
fantastic. The one thing they didn't do with these graboids is use the 3 tongues.
Not nearly as much.
They
Well,
weren't-
at all.
At all.
No.
I'm saying they didn't use them at all.
We don't see a lot of the graboids. We see this one a couple later, but then the rest, I think we see big bada booms.
Yeah, but they
Is
just
the- is
they
the-
like pock their head up, not just the little.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we
Yeah.
just see him. We see him popping up and just grabbing stuff and pulling it down.
So these are just the dumber ones.
Well, yeah, they did.
They didn't hang out with the
They were
Nevada
over in
kids.
Nevada. These guys ain't talking.
These guys, did they say what part of Mexico? Because this has got to be
They
real
do.
deep
They
South
do, but I don't
I
know.
feel like someone said Yucatan in this
It is
movie.
a lush jungle.
It is beautiful.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Looks sweaty.
There is so much green.
Oh yeah.
Whew.
Meanwhile, back in the United States, we have Fred Ward playing Earl Bassett.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, because he was, like I said, previous episode Remo Williams, and previous Patreon episode Tremors.
And hopefully future episodes.
Yeah,
You know
we'll
we're
see
going
him
to see
again.
more of him.
Oh yeah.
At least Southern Comfort when we do that.
Oh yeah.
That's a good one.
I've only seen part of
I'll
it.
drink some SoCo with you.
Oh, we have to drink SoCo with that.
No, I drank SoCo once in my life, and that was
It's
enough.
fine.
I'll make you a bourbon Rita.
Also, you know how much sugar's in SoCo?
That's true. It's gonna kill him. Let's do it.
So we're doing it, right?
So-
Are
he's
you
wrangling-
prepared to have me in your house? Are you
That's
prepared
sure
to
the
take care of
contingency
me?
plan.
My daughter's leaving.
All right, I'm back in.
Hey guys, after this episode, I really kind of want to go out and get a beer. What are you thinking?
I mean, okay, look, the thing is, I deal with beer so much in my life. I want something else. I'm fine with beer, but I want like a stiff cocktail or a nice glass of whiskey.
You know, the music box is just down the way, and you can get an awesome cocktail, or they even have like Tombstone and other great beers on tap.
The music box, where would I find that?
Oh, you mean the music box at 6951 East 22nd Street in
Yeah.
Tucson, Arizona?
Right down there at 22nd and Cole.
Yeah, they've got a great selection of whiskey, gin, tequila, mezcal, other spirits.
Ooh, sometimes they have like pudding shots and Jello shots.
You're putting me on.
And depending on the night of the week, we can get karaoke, live music. It's great.
Ooh, on happy hour it's Wednesday. It's on happy hour.
Yeah.
I'm in. You guys are selling me.
Let's go to the Music Box Lounge right
Woo!
now.
Let's go.
So he's wrangling ostriches, which is apparently what he decided to do with his money from being semi-famous from the first movie.
Yeah.
I mean, we find out didn't make much money.
No, because he can't get him to fuck.
Well, no, but even besides that, he should have gotten lawyers. Like, he didn't
Yeah.
franchise any of this shit.
Yeah.
He's not making money on any of the graboids.
He
thing.
should have listened to Walter before he died.
But I mean, how much can you even like copyright a living animal?
Well, he's dead now, so
Like he could, you could copyright your own story and like movies and shows about your story.
Well,
but
the video game, he should definitely be getting royalties off of that.
Why?
Well, we don't know how the game
Because
is
it's
played,
his-
but
You think Darwin would get royalties if somebody made a dodo bird?
No, but
Video game?
if something happened to you and they make a movie out of it, and then they make a video game out of it,
But they're
and
not
then
making it about him. They're just making it about an animal that is discovered. It's a creation of gall.
if he would have gotten a better lawyer, he probably could have gotten away with like, I discovered this thing. So
Yeah. And you could definitely copyright the name.
yeah,
That's for sure. You could have copyrighted the name.
yeah,
Yeah.
because the guy who came up with the name is dead. So
Yeah.
So it was me.
Mm-hmm.
Say it was you.
But while he's out there wrangling ostriches, a taxi pulls up and we meet Grady Hoover,
I wish we didn't.
who's played by
God.
Chris Garton.
He is a poor man's Ethan Embry at best.
He was in
Yeah.
2 episodes of Melrose Place that
As
are
a
memorable.
raper.
He was creeping around Heather Locklear's vents and watching her change and stuff.
Yeah.
I think he was just doing that on set.
Put like
yeah,
a camera.
I had that thought while we were watching it. Like, they just found this guy and we're like, you want to be in the show?
Well, I
Or-
mean, we might as well just write that into the script. He's already doing it. We can't get him to stop.
Yeah.
And then he's like a character actor and some other stuff, but he's not in much because no one cares.
Like
And he's
I
pretty
made
trash.
I made the comment. I was like, he looks like he has a hidden agenda, and that just is. I think it's due to
That's just his
poor.
face.
It's poor acting.
That's
Well,
just
it's-
his
it's
face.
like
He's got
if
a
you-
shitty face.
It's like if you accidentally washed Ethan Embry with bleach.
and
Like, he's
dried him
so-
up with fucking, what did I say?
You
earlier?
sobered him up.
Cameron.
Yeah,
He's-
Kirk
he's-
Cameron and Ethan
Kirk
Embry.
Cameron, yeah,
Cameron.
he is so bland
And you take
white
Jesus
and
away
90s.
from him.
It makes me wish it was fucking Dane Cook, and I've never said that.
I feel like Dane Cook would have done a better Grady.
Probably. I mean, this character is reimagined and done way better in National Treasure with Nick Cage.
Is he in that?
No, he's not in
Oh.
it, but this exact character is a better version of this character.
Oh, you know, I know who you're talking about.
He's got like the bucket hat and the shades and the fingerless gloves.
Fingerless gloves,
you know
man.
you know who's made bucket hats look cool ever?
Jamiroquai?
Cypress Hill. That is it. Unless you are so fucking
LL
stoned.
Cool J?
Like, no, his is a different bucket hat. His and
His is
Jamiroquai's
Puma.
are domed over like Kangles, and they're
Yeah.
soft. These are fucking grandpa fisherman hats, which Cypress Hill is the only.
Okay, well
people
then
make look cool.
I'll have to say Walter Matthau.
you know that hip ass Walter Matthau. Me and my friend Jack Lemmon.
I always say the new Rembrandts, but it's the
New Radicals. Young
New
Radicals.
Radicals.
New Radicals.
Just
Yeah.
the Radicals.
Didn't make it look cool. Just because he wore it doesn't mean it was cool.
Any
Depends on how
raver
much
I
you
went to
like
I
it.
raves
could put
with.
one on right now. You're like, that's not cool. Yeah, but I'm wearing it. It's not cool.
And he's a cab driver who gives a ride here to Senor Ortega,
Uh-huh.
who's played by a guy named Marcelo Tubert.
Me too,
I don't know. Whitney might know this guy. I don't know. He was in Jane the Virgin for a bit. She watched
As-
that. Oh, he was in an episode of Renegade.
Oh, I can't wait.
The year 1993, so early Renegade.
Oh, so I probably have seen him.
Episode was called The Hot Tip,
Huh.
and he played Turner.
I wonder if we see his penis.
Probably
The
not.
hot tip is Lorenzo Lamas' dick.
He's also in Leprechaun 3. He did a bunch of voice acting.
So don't go too far.
He did a bunch of voice acting. He's in Starfield and New Vegas.
Oh,
And
nice.
some other stuff. So I don't know.
Fuck
I don't
yeah.
know. Who knows? Fuck this guy. Because he's basically out of this movie. He's there to basically come in and explain they closed the oil field because people died. He wants to hire Fred Ward for $50,000 a pop to come and hunt these graboids.
Yeah, 6
Uh-huh.
people died.
And later on, we find that there were how many? 12 total?
12 or 13 got killed, and then they said they had 8 more.
Okay,
They
so
were
there's 20
tracking.
total because there was 8 left when they start mutating.
So, okay, so
Okay.
20, yeah.
Okay. I do like when we go into his trailer. We talked a little bit about it, but
I
we
love
see
this
the
trailer.
graboid.
I want this trailer.
He's got a
everything about
graboid
it.
arcade cabinet. He's got the magazines hanging on the wall. They talk about at the end of the first one.
This motherfucker is living so large on this ostrich farm. He has wallpaper on his refrigerator
Yeah, he
to make
does.
it blend into
You
the
can't
trailer.
say an ostrich
This
farm.
is-
There's only 2 ostriches.
It's an ostrich farm. It's not working yet, but he's trying to get them.
He did have a basket of like 10? No, probably
saying-
like 6 empty ostrich eggs.
Are you saying all
well,
those potato fields in Ireland weren't farms anymore when the
When
famine
it's only
happened?
2 potatoes, it's not a fucking
the potato
farm.
famine is nothing more than British genocide masquerading as a failure of a plant.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't know history. I said all right.
So you want to get me going?
No.
Okay, good.
That's for our other podcast, Bad History, Worst People.
I could definitely tell you bad history. They already did that show. It's called Drunk History.
I want to be on there.
I could talk for a while about the potato famine.
Grady does mention that they did a Reebok commercial, which is so very cool.
Reebok, bro. Do you have like the thing you can push and then it like tightens up around there? It's like a basketball.
The
on
graboids
the
are coming.
tongue. wait, run. Not yet. Now I can jump on all those bears. Oh, they got me. Bro, tell my wife I loved her sister.
Oh, ouch.
But yeah, there's a cover of People magazine with Kevin Bacon and Fred Ward on it.
Yep.
There's a cover of World Geographic.
Not national?
No,
Not
World.
national. World.
That's bigger
It's
than
bigger.
national.
It's bigger than national.
It's true.
A couple others. He's also
One
got
from Universal Geographic. One from Galactic Geographic.
He's also got a poster of Miss October 1974 hanging
It
on
was
his
a
wall
calendar, yeah.
to
It's a
remind
little-
himself of what he or not to chase things he can't have.
It's a little
Yeah.
worn. Like you've had to wipe this thing down before, buddy.
Well, it's from 1974. It's 22 years old.
That's
Yeah.
a reprint. This thing didn't last 74 the way he's going at it.
He's been keeping it up the whole time.
Hey, look, ostriches, this is how you're supposed to do it, except you do it inside of her instead of your hand. Watch me for now.
And I love that like this Grady kid is like, oh well, I'm going with you, and he's like,
The
I
fuck
don't-
you
I
are."
don't think so.
I
He's like,
just
you know
met
what?
you.
Actually, come along because you're gonna be real handy when they're eating you, and I can run away.
Yeah,
dude, for
I had
sure.
said you'll be the bait, and then he
His
said
is,
that.
His is a little bit better. I
It
like
is.
yours. But his is better.
That's Fred Ward. He just one ups it.
The script was written the way you said it, and Fred Ward's like, I got a better one.
Yeah.
And they do find out like if they get one alive, they get double the money.
Which-
I'm like $100,000 to catch a graboid.
The way
Even
that they,
in 1994, 94, right?
Yeah.
94 was when it was shot.
Okay,
so, yeah.
even
96
1994 money.
Dude, the way what you would logistically have to do to catch one of these things alive, you're gonna spend well over $100,000 in equipment.
Well, they get their equipment for free.
True, but okay, but like, how are you gonna fucking do this?
The Mexican army supplies them with their equipment, which we didn't mention.
Okay, I have an idea. You throw an explosion to shock them off a cliff, a la Tremors 1.
Yeah.
But you put a trampoline at the bottom and a big cage on the other side. And once it goes to the bottom, can you fly, sucker? Can you bounce, sucker? Into a cage. $100,000 easy. Physics, bitch.
All right,
Ooh,
let's
high five.
Let's Mythbusters this and see if it works.
You find me a graboid, I'll build you a trampoline.
If you build it, they will come.
A 20-foot long bag of rubber that we fill with goop.
Oh, what's she doing later?
And we also meet Kate Riley, who's played by Helen Shaver.
Shaver, I hardly know her.
She was in the Amityville Horror, but she wasn't the main person because that was Margot Kidder. Maybe?
Yeah, it was. It was the
Something like
Lois.
that. Yeah.
Margot Kidder.
And then she's also in Best Defense, which we've talked about doing.
I looked through some of her
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, that's fucking Dudley Moore and Eddie Murphy. It's a tank movie.
Yeah,
let that set in real quick. A tank movie with Dudley Moore and Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, you and I talked to one of our patrons, Tanker Tom, about that movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
we'll have questions for him about that.
She also did the voice of Littlefoot's mother in Land Before Time.
Well, now you're gonna make me
that's
cry.
a little sad.
I do love though when she's meeting them and she's talking to Grady and she's like, "Oh yeah," or no, it's Julio. This guy Julio who works with him. He's like, "Oh, I've seen you before in magazines." And Grady's like, "I'm not the original guy."
Yeah.
I love it.
I look nothing like Kevin Bacon.
This movie does do.
Well, Julio's just like two white guys. I don't know.
I love that this movie does the way they do the callbacks to the first one.
Yeah, and the way they explain the missing people, they always have something instead of just being like they're not here.
We couldn't get
he
Reba.
married a good person.
Yeah, because Fred Ward mentions that he's happily married. Why would he want to go out and die?
So he's with the geologist.
Yeah.
Sorry, seismologist. Point of order.
Because size matters.
Oh yeah, to Kevin Bacon it does.
So they end up putting in a radio seismojigger.
Seismojigger for sure. That's how it should be referred to.
Yep.
They put it in the truck so they can hunt these things down. So they go out hunting.
Oh, this truck is back, by the way.
Oh,
Yes.
it's the same truck from the first one.
Same truck, and she's gorgeous as ever.
Dude, and Grady romps that thing and it's still together. So.
Oh yeah, I mean it snaps you got something broken there, like a fucking CV joint or something, but you could limp that thing back to town.
Oh, that thing
Put it in
is like
four-wheel drive and you're fine.
that thing's at a 90-degree angle.
Still looking beautiful though.
Tail side on some rocks.
It was pretty trashed. Oh, I guess it was just the tires in the first one, right?
Yeah, I ate the radials.
But so they're going out hunting.
This motherfucker.
They're going out hunting, and they have a secret weapon, which is remote control trucks with dynamite strapped to them, which is, I don't know, it doesn't seem like there would be enough noise or vibration to attract these things.
It doesn't.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I mean, I guess if there's nothing else in the field.
My thing is, none of them started learning. They killed 12 of them this exact way.
Well, they did it all in one day. They didn't have time to learn. I guess Tremors is all in one day. I don't know.
It's just these things should be smart. These things ain't smarter than us.
They're spread apart more. They didn't have time to
They're not
communicate.
talking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can explain it.
Yeah.
The Force.
The Force. The Tremors, dude.
But yeah, I love when they're blowing these things up because it's like when they set these explosions underground for the movie, like the
This
special
first
effects
one
people,
is
they put so
fantastic.
much goo in there too. So when it explodes, there's just goop spraying in the air.
It's a goopy, gloppy cannon.
This first one that explodes, like there's two umbrellas there, and you don't really understand why. And he sends the little RC car going, and then he like sets the thing, and then grabs the umbrella. He being Fred Durst's character.
Fred Durst.
Wow.
It's just one of those days when you want to blow shit up. Tremors fucking suck.
Fred Ward. My apologies, sir. Fred Ward just like grabs his pink umbrella and sits there with his legs crossed, and he's like, do 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 do, and Grady's like, oh my god, da, 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 this is amazing.
But then he
and
pops
gets,
his.
No, he doesn't
He
pop
does,
his.
but too late.
Yeah, like I'm
but
saying
he
after
gets
the money
rained
shot.
on.
Yeah.
Yes, and then he
He
goes,
gets goo cocky.
I forgot. He says I forgot like 4 times in this movie.
Because he's an idiot. He's supposed to be your
Yeah,
lovable
yeah. If you didn't
idiot.
get it, he's a fucking dummy.
He's supposed to be a lovable idiot, but only one of those two words applies. This is just a character, and like you said, they redo it in National Treasure. This character is in so many 90s movies. You have like a tough guy, and you have a doofus.
He almost looks like the guy from National Treasure, too.
Yeah, Riley Poole's the character name. It's almost done in Deadpool with Dopender.
Yeah.
Like the taxi driver. Same thing.
Exactly.
He's not necessarily an idiot. He's naive. But
No, I
that
love
same,
that.
like,
But we love that guy.
we that's done well. That's an example of doing it
Yeah.
well. This is a perfect example of bad casting or
Direct.
I don't.
It can't say directing.
It could be the script.
Well, you can. It's a different director than the last one.
Yeah,
he
but
wrote
like
the last one, but
Fred Ward is doing great.
Well, Fred Ward is a fucking
he doesn't need a director.
legend.
Fred Ward already worked for great directors. He's like, I got this.
He knows this role. This is him.
Yeah.
So stand here in my denim jeans and pretend like I'm a cowboy.
I got
you
this.
got it. You're gonna make me shave, aren't you?
But so there's a murder montage. They kill a bunch of these things, goo everywhere.
I said on Patreon how that like Tremors is the best movie without a montage.
Yeah.
And then this has a montage.
Yeah.
You undid everything.
But it worked for
I
this
have a
one.
feeling-
It does work. I do like this montage because it's all blowing up.
Yeah.
You needed like better music because this has that. It's like I looked up the guy Jay Ferguson. It's like he's doing Mexican mariachi sounds on a fucking keyboard, like on a MIDI.
Yeah.
And
Well, and
it's
it's
not
like
authentic.
it goes. The song, the titular, like the theme song of the movie that they use over and over is like kind of like tough boy cowboy, like rough 'em up music, and then it transitions into that mariachi thing and transitions back. Like it goes back and forth through the two, and it's the same song.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, even the tough guy thing, it's cheap, but it's a $4 million movie that was direct to video. So
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm nitpicking.
could you imagine releasing a $4 million movie in theaters? Though they would have easily made their money back.
Oh yeah.
Idiots. I mean, I'm sure they did on video, but
So another callback that they did,
Popcorn alone.
which is not it's not a super callback, but remember when they could hear the radio in the first one, they
Uh-huh.
could hear the radio underground.
yeah.
This was their quote unquote callback. Is one of the graboids grabs their truck.
Well, he takes the radio while they're
Oh,
taking
that's right.
break. They're having that.
You left the radio on the ground.
Yeah, because they're chilling on top of some rocks, having some coffee or whatever they're doing,
Oh.
and like the music
They're having
disappears, and they go over, and he's like, "You left it on the ground," because you could hear the graboid going away because it's like,
And his catchphrase, I forgot.
yeah,
Did I do that?
Exactly. Just
It's also a bit of a callback to, we're setting up a rival. Last one we had Stumpy.
yeah,
Yeah.
Now we've got Travis Tritt.
And this
We do
one,
have
this
Travis
one's like a
Tritt.
country mariachi version of Jaws,
Well, this was-
though.
well-
like it comes at him, and it's like,
Dun-na, dun-na.
But it was Travis. It was a country station that they were playing. It wasn't even.
I only
You
knew
hear-
it was Travis Tritt because you guys had subtitles on, and it said
When don't we
Travis
have
Tritt.
subtitles on because Joe Mama is?
Well, no,
deaf.
I'm just saying that's the only way I knew. I'm not recognizing a Travis Tritt
but there's
song.
also when it comes back later, it's playing mariachi music.
It is. Yeah.
So
it
it's
is.
just like it's this country station in Mexico that's also playing like norteño.
There is no
Yeah.
fucking self-respecting caballero in Mexico listening to Travis Tritt.
You're not wrong.
Well, there's no self-respecting human that still listens to the radio. So I mean,
Oh,
Fuck you.
Yeah, no, I'm on his side.
I listen to the radio sometimes.
Why?
Because I'm only going from here to the beer house, and it's
Yeah,
not
cue up a
timing
fucking YouTube video about Nazis.
It's. I'm driving, so I'm not watching anything.
Yeah, you listen
But-
to YouTube as well. You don't have a fucking World War II playlist?
No, I don't.
I'll send you one.
Please.
there is another little bit here because it goes from break time to sleep time, and they're laying out there going to sleep, and there's a coyote howling, and this is obviously all ADR, and it was probably just an idea later.
Is that
But
a
the coyote's
coyote yowling?
Yeah, he better be quiet.
Yep.
I don't know why I sound like a cat, but you know.
Oh.
But it like, see.
Yep, that got her
It
attention.
got a genuine laugh out of me.
It did. I laughed a lot at this movie, or more than not a lot, more than I thought I would.
Well,
This was one for sure, and the rest I think comes from Michael Gross.
yeah.
He slays me.
Well, in the first half of the movie it's not even like your sci-fi horror that Tremors is supposed to be, because it's like sci-fi horror comedy, right?
No, I get what you're trying to say. It's something else. Because this is all happy.
Yeah,
we haven't had
first
any.
half is just comedy.
We haven't
It
had
is.
any friction.
Yeah,
No.
Not until he gets pulled by the chain.
yeah, which
The
we
chain
did
was the
mention
fun one.
that's coming up right here because Grady had put a chain with a bunch of cans and shit on it to drag behind the truck to make
There
more
were
noise.
So when he
Cans.
grabbed the radio, he grabbed part of the chain.
Well, no,
Not
no.
yet. That's
He
later.
had,
that's
he had
what
the
we're
radio
during
and
the
went
day.
away.
That's during the day.
He had the radio and went away.
Oh.
And then they heard the radio coming back. And they're like, oh, shit.
That's when Grady was standing on the ground and almost got eaten.
Yeah, he's like,
Okay.
get the fuck off the ground. He says that all the time, dude. Like, get the fuck off the
He
ground.
does.
Yes,
Oh,
we blew up a graboid. It's because they got this seismology that they think they're immortal now.
And yeah, so this one tries to eat Grady, takes the chain instead, starts pulling the truck around, and like for some reason, neither one of these guys tries to disconnect the chain from the truck.
You've got
You
shotgun.
need some tools,
You have
though.
M16s or shoot this fucking chain.
I mean,
Yeah.
Grady tries, but he's an idiot. So
no, I think he's shooting at the fucking graboid because he's an idiot.
Oh, okay.
You can't get penetration with the elephant gun.
You know, dirt is the best thing to stop a bullet.
Yeah, that and these fucking guys, these Tremor graboid
But
guys.
it pulls them up on this truck, and they get surrounded.
Oh, rock.
The
Or
rock.
sorry, it pulls the truck up on a rock.
Yeah.
And then like
We're there, baby.
They look at the seismojigger, and they're getting surrounded. And this Fred Ward's like, we're gonna have to call in some backup. And that backup is a depressed Burt Gummer.
Dude, you say depressed. This guy is living my life. He's in a room filled
his
with
undies.
guns. In his undies, thank you. In a
Eating
recliner.
celery.
Eating celery, dipped in peanut butter. He's got MREs. He's
Yeah,
got
he
some
does.
chips, some empty Coke cans, and World War II movies. Or documentaries, even
Yeah,
better.
but he's
Documentaries.
depressed because you can tell because it's a '90s movie and he's got stubble.
Hold on. Am I depressed?
We're 80s kids, honey. We just rub dirt on it and walk away.
I went well past stubble, my friend.
I just eat dirt that gets the inside wounds.
I can't be depressed. Otherwise, my dad's going to give me something to cry about.
Okay, so he's in his bunker back in Nevada. You see like the wall patched up and like some frames put on it.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's like he's sitting there and you see it's not an elk, it's a gazelle.
He's got a ram, a gazelle, definitely antelope.
It's got an antelope, the ones with
Antelope.
the really long pointy ones.
Gazelle and antelope have a very similar look.
And then it like pans out and you have this giant graboid's
And
head.
you fucking better believe that I would have that stuff. I know this character would.
1,000%.
It came into your house. You broke into the wrong rec
Well,
room.
And
But-
it's one of the two that's missing a tentacle because in the first one we had Stumpy who had the tentacle ripped off,
And then
but the one that Burt
No,
Gummer-
this one
Burt and Heather
had the
shot.
3.
Yeah, they had 4. The one that Burt and Heather shot, it had one missing.
Yeah. It had one missing because it grabbed Bert and she shot it with the 12
Yeah,
gauge pump.
'cause the one that they shot had
Oh.
one missing. And I read in the IMDb trivia, and it's a stupid point of contention. They're like, people often think it's the one that they shot, but it's actually Stumpy. And I'm like, who
No.
could possibly
No,
care?
it's not.
Maybe they know which tentacle was missing, and I'm not paying that close of attention.
It can't be Stumpy. It's got to be the one that they got, right?
Stumpy got blowed up at the very. Wait, no, Stumpy's the one that went off a cliff.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he could still salvage the head. We saw that thing hit the ground.
No, that face got smashed.
Yeah.
It'd be, I don't know. It doesn't matter,
The
really.
whole body got
It was just a
exploded.
stupid IMDb trivia thing. I was like, who? could care?
We're arguing about it more than we should. It doesn't matter.
But so Fred is calling Burt Gummer, and he's like, hey, so how are you and Heather doing? She's still at her sister's house.
She fell off a cliff, died on impact. Thanks for asking.
We do get a little bit more about the Tremors origin, because, Jack, you were asking on the last one if they ever
I'm glad
explain
we
it.
got a little bit here.
Because
Well, we know they're not from outer space.
Maybe.
No, we
Because Kate finds a fossil that's in Precambrian rock,
Yeah,
which everybody just
it's
stares at her like,
Precambrian.
what does that mean?
It's super Precambrian.
wait. But what's that word you're saying?
Precambrian.
Okay, I hear what you're saying, but like, what is the definition of it?
Before
Precambrian.
Cambria.
Like it's before dinosaurs.
Can you use Precambrian in a sentence?
An easier way to say it would be that
This
it's Coheed.
fossil is from the Precambrian era.
I'd be so frustrated with this chick, dude. Like, stop saying Precambrian. Say anything else.
Exactly, right?
Say Precambrian again. Precambrian Junior.
But like, yeah, Fred Ward's like, wait, so they're for Earth? Damn it. I always thought they were from outer
They
space.
could still be from outer space.
could
just
be.
because yes.
Well, we might be from outer space too. I mean, what the fuck decided to populate this Earth?
Well, if you ask
with us?
Scientologists, we are.
Oh, I don't want to ask them. Oh God, you made me feel so bad for having the same thought as a Scientologist. Gotta go fucking wash my
make your own
mouth out.
religion and get 50 million from each person.
Yeah,
that
we're all-
joins.
we
I
all
will
have,
make
like-
my own religion, but it's gonna be good.
We all have like
It's gonna be
little.
called "Leave Me Alone."
I'm in it.
The Church of Go Fuck Yourself.
I think we all have like little sperm ghosts from space inside of us, and Xenu wants to kill them or something.
I'm sorry.
Ew.
What?
That's the
Ew.
Scientology stuff.
Is that why you can't make a noise when you're giving birth?
Is that one of their rules?
Huh?
Yeah. Kelly Preston talked about it.
I'm gonna
before
make
she died.
I'm gonna make a noise if anybody gives
Rest
birth.
in pictures, Kelly.
Dude, I've made noises while giving birth.
Hot, 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 hot. It was 12 Curix.
I did not give birth. My daughter was ripped from my loins.
Still gave birth.
Nope.
But her daughter could kill Macbeth.
Still gave birth.
My daughter can kill Macbeth now.
Huh?
Did you not do Macbeth?
No man of woman born can kill Macbeth.
Oh.
And Macbeth is like,
And he gets
every
killed,
man is
he
born
gets
from a
killed
woman.
by somebody who was ripped from his
Ripped
father's
from the
loins.
loins of my
Yeah.
mother.
That was my drug days. High school.
I
High
highly
school,
recommend watching
Sophomore year.
the
Loved
Joel
it.
Cohen tragedy of Macbeth. It was really good.
All right.
If you can get
Yeah,
on board
you
with
said
the
it's,
Shakespearean talk,
Denzel
Yeah,
Washington.
I think I can.
And
Denzel and Frances McDormand, and
Well, that's
a
funny
bunch of
because
other good
Denzel
people.
is in Much Ado About Nothing playing Keanu Reeves' brother. They did blind casting. It just like you as the audience have no problem with a Caucasian African American.
Oh, I love that.
Brothers.
that's
So
actually
Keanu Reeves-
fantastic.
It's Kenneth. Oh, what's his name? Branagh.
Yes.
Yeah, Kenneth Branagh.
That was
film.
sorry, I hesitated because I was trying to remember. That's the guy that. Oh, what the fuck's his name? The guy that did Buffy and the first Avengers and
Joss
Joss
Whedon.
Whedon.
Joss Whedon.
That was his movie. I never watched it because of that.
Oh, okay.
One of my, and I know you guys are gonna hate that I'm saying this, but one of my
I'm so
favorite
mad.
Kevin Spacey movies is
American Beauty.
no,
Thank
fuck.
God.
It's Midnight Summer's Dream.
Midsummer Night's Dream.
Thank you.
It definitely should be 7.
It's one of my favorites. I don't know why.
Should be 7.
I absolutely 7 is definitely up there. It's probably number 1, honestly. But
So
that
Bert
was cool.
arrives
Sorry.
in Mexico
Aye.
with a truck of doom.
apparently,
Ooh, got me hard.
dude, this truck is amazing. You military boy, what's he got here?
Oh, I'm not military boy, but he's got a deuce and a half here. He's got a 2.5 ton truck with just. I mean, he's got C4 that we can see.
This is
barrels
definitely-
of something that say explosive.
Yeah, high. He starts going off, and he's like, high explosive. Fucking idiot boy's like, is there anything low explosive? Yeah, the stupid shit you brought. You had a fucking blank check from the Mexico army, and you brought dynamite, 1 box of dynamite.
And I love Kate looks at the truck and she's like, "Isn't it a bit much?" And they all just kind of stop and stare at her. It's like blink, blink, blink.
He also does something any American would do. What's this? And he covers it with his jacket. He's like, that might go into my personal collection. He knows
Some kind
I
of
can't-
missile.
Yeah, I can't get this, but I can bring it home.
Also, I
He's
think
gonna
that's
smuggle it right up his
why
butt.
he's more sad at the end of the movie.
That's it. Well, also, I think I don't think he's that sad. He got to see it all.
He did.
You know, explosions exist for one reason: to explode. Let him live.
Let them live. Yes, let them die the way they need to
Let them
die.
die the way they should.
He's off doing the Fred Ward trick, except for he's got a remote control tank because Burt Gummer.
Why wouldn't you?
And this
Oh,
explosion
he's
is
podcasting
huge.
too.
Yeah,
He's live streaming his.
I don't think
fucking
he's
shit.
like. I think he's recording.
not.
No, he's
He's
just
not.
recording it.
But this
yeah.
in this day and age, this would be like if we
Oh,
remade this.
1000%.
He's live streaming, and he'd probably get killed on stream. Like, I just smoked me a bunch of those graboids, and now I'm gonna let it. Like, share, and subscribe.
Don't forget to check out Big Fig Mattress.
I'm dying. Check out my Patreon. It's only $3 a month. Oh, let's go to patreon.com/worst people.
Go to patreons.com/blow 'em up.
No, worst people. Get our
Probably, that
Patreon.
might be a real one. I don't know.
Yeah. It definitely is. It's about blow up dolls.
Ooh,
But he's like, note
blowing
to
up
self,
watermelons.
note to self, 4 pounds of C4 might be excessive.
Yeah.
Because this explosion could take
Was
out a city block.
intense.
Even on a practical, like not the movie, it shook the dust off of the fucking truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
Like you're watching, like, oh, that might have been just like a production note. Hey, for our next one, it's too much.
And for him being, I mean, I'm sure he was very gung ho, and he's like, graboids, they don't penetrate very.
Graboids penetrate plenty, girl.
Have you
You
seen
can't
these things?
penetrate a graboid very well.
Not even with an elephant gun.
Not even with an
Only if it's
elephant
under the
gun.
dirt.
Yeah,
Elephant guns are great against graboids if they're
in the
above
mouth.
dirt.
The ones,
In
the
the
ones
mouth.
that the ones that bullets worked on were always in the mouth.
Yeah.
The bombs worked in the mouth.
Yeah.
You got to go in the mouth. I've
So,
been saying it for years.
all right,
Have
in the
to
mouth.
explode in
Down
the
the
mouth.
throat.
Which one do you
or
like
they
better?
Won't croak.
In the mouth or not in the mouth?
Well, vaginas don't suck.
They both work.
Do vaginas suck, baby?
Depends on the person.
Does my vagina suck?
Don't answer that.
So yeah, they Fred Ward and fucking nameless are tracking another one. That's
Fred Ward and I forgot.
I forgot. Yeah,
and it's a big one, but it's moving away from them, and they're trying to figure out why. They find it. It's sick, or it looks sick. It's like the Triceratops from Jurassic Park.
So they see it and they're like, oh shit, it's right there. So they reverse. That's when they get the truck actually stuck and all fucked up.
Yeah.
And then they're like, wait a minute, it should be on top of us.
Yeah.
Like it should be killing us. And that's when they start walking up and it is Triceratops
so
scene.
you do never see the graboid come out of and then jump down like the sandworm from Beetlejuice.
No.
Beetlejuice.
Oh, he's here. Come for your daughter, Chuck.
Oh, she's not here. Sorry, baby.
We shop at the same store. Look at that.
But when
You want a Zag nut?
Yeah.
They're sitting there listening to it and stuff. Grady is like, "Oh, don't you feel bad for it?"
Yes, I kind of do.
Fuck no.
The empath in me is hearing these
I get
cries.
I get what
like,
he's saying. It's making sad, sick noises.
The
but
empath
also
in you is going to get you killed.
Exactly.
Yes!
You've seen this thing. Fred Ward watched this thing eat like 7 of the 12 people that lived in the town he was in.
Sucked up a fucking child molester through a fucking tire.
Which is fine, but like
Okay, let me better example. It ate his friend Walter. He gave him
It
Swiss
ate
cheese
Walter.
and bullets.
I know,
That's
right?
a gift in my fucking family.
You're right. I get it. And if
Do
I
you think
in
it was
this
regular
situation-
cheese and then he just shot it and made Swiss cheese?
Also, the bullets are dirty. Don't. I reused them. I didn't have that little repacker thing that you had.
I do.
They're cheese bullets.
If I was
Cheese
in that
bull-
situation,
Ooh.
if I was in that
Shoot
situation,
me.
I probably would not be. But as I'm watching a movie, I'm like, the animal's crying.
Oh. Ooh, cheese bullets though. I want some Parmesan.
Parmesan.
Fully Gudamatic.
I'm sorry, fully Blendomatic?
Fully Gudamatic.
Gudamatic.
I don't know enough about guns to get in on this. But they go over to check it out, and the side of this thing is burst open, and there's goop everywhere.
I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
Dude, the goop
Wow,
budget
wow.
on this movie was probably solid half of the movie.
Uh-huh.
Like $2 million went to goo.
So much.
Yeah, and
and
you know
I am
what?
so thankful for it. That's another star for me.
Good budgeting.
But they figure out that something came out of it, because at first Grady thinks something ate it, but he's an idiot.
He's
so-
like, 2 minutes? Fred is like, 2 minutes? There's no fucking way 2 minutes.
Well, and Fred Ward's trying to think of the word like metamorphosis. He's
Yeah.
like, it did that thing
The,
where animals
caterpillar
change.
goes in, and I guarantee you, ain't some sweet little butterfly that comes out. It's probably some shitty.
I
fucking
only
moth.
saw 2 sacks in this one, by the way, but Grady
Yeah,
says 3.
I thought I saw 2, but the movie's plot revolves around each one having 3, which you wouldn't know that, by the way. Like
just because one has 3 doesn't mean they all have 3.
precisely. Some birds lay a couple eggs, some lay a bunch, or like turtles.
Or
there's
one.
there's never a specific number. Like every turtle lays 72 eggs. No, sometimes it's probably 60. Sometimes it's probably 4. I don't know turtles very well. I have treaded into some dangerous territory.
You're not wrong. They do lay a lot.
Okay,
But like
good.
some dogs have like
Did
one,
you just call
maybe
those turtles
2.
hookers? Those
Yeah.
turtles are whores. They lay a lot.
Yeah.
But it's like
hookers don't have a lot of babies.
with
It's
dogs
fuck.
and cats, like some is like 1 or 2, some is 3 to 10.
Yeah, exactly.
just-
But and also imagine basing your science off watching one cat give birth to like 2 kittens. You're like, all right, they only ever have 2. Then all of a sudden it's like, wait, that one just had 8. We're so fucked.
Yeah.
We did the math that they all
Well,
have 3.
It turns out it doesn't matter because they're born, they grow up real fast, and if they eat anything,
They vomit another child.
they birth
like,
more.
hermaphrodites.
Nope, that's not the
Yeah.
word you were looking for.
Yeah, and it's not. It's asexual.
It's asexual.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you'd have to
If
be
Jurassic Park taught
hermaphroditic,
me anything,
but still, yeah, it's. Oh,
It's
and
dino DNA.
I like that it's fucking Michael Gross who figures out that they're heat sensitive
yeah.
because he's doing the experiments of like the broom. It's fun to see him being the one because she's the scientist, doc.
she's the not a genealogist.
But
Geologist.
you could have easily just given her this, like, I'm the smart one.
Yeah.
I'm the doctor. I smart, you stupid, okay? But it's like, no. He understands predators.
Yeah, he
Well,
does.
like when this happens, this is kind of where the movie switches finally to being a horror movie because they find the tow truck that was coming
Kinda.
for them, but it's got
Yeah.
those vibes for a while
Yeah,
at least. 'cause
I
they
oh
just
yeah,
find
because they're
trouble-
sitting on the rocks.
They
and
find the tow truck that came for them, and it's smashed to pieces. Looks like it was in Jurassic Park. Fucking, they see. I think it was Pedro is the guy's name.
Oh,
His hands
yeah.
on the back of the truck, and they go around and look, and it's just the stumps of
Another
his
Jurassic
forearms.
Park moment.
Yeah,
that is.
and then they go up to the radio tower, and they're looking around, and it's the radio
Eating
thing
the
is
shit.
smashed.
Hey, I
And
told you
Grady-
these things were smart.
Grady is like, they're taking out our
Transportation.
They're taking out our radios. Like, well, how smart
How
are
did they
these
get so
motherfuckers?
smart?
It all just comes down to what Jack said. They're heat seeking, and they're like, well, that's hot. I'm gonna eat it.
Hell yeah. I've said those lines.
So they're super smart because they're super dumb.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know what they're
I mean,
doing. They're just destroying hot
what
shit.
is it?
Hot shit.
Naivety is bliss.
Was it? No.
Ignorance.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, ignorance is bliss.
But yeah, it has more of a horror vibe finally
If
for
ignorance is
a while
bliss,
until
then
it
a
doesn't.
god am I.
Oh.
So Bert is driving the truck around out in the dark. He can't get a hold of anybody because the radio tower's gone. He gets fucking Velociraptor attacked by
Yeah,
these
he
things.
does.
And it does a good job. I knew he wasn't gonna die, by the way, but I do a
No.
good job of like, because it cuts to black when he's surrounded by a couple of them.
Yeah.
Turns out he gets surrounded by 20. is
Well,
what
he could be
says.
exaggerating.
I don't think this guy would. I think like he's like Gimli from Lord of the Rings, just taking down 24, 25, and my 9mm, and my 50
I am out
cal.
of ammo.
I love that line, dude. Because
I
he
have
limps back
never
into
in my
town.
life.
This has never happened before. I swear this never happens, ladies. I usually am packing so much ammo.
But they're all back at the headquarters here.
Refinery.
Yeah, we're gonna get away in this car that they stole, but they come out and one of the Shriekers, which is what they're called. I don't think they name them in this,
wait,
but that's
wait,
what they're called.
They heat seekers is what I hear a couple times,
Okay.
but I think
So-
that's a generic nickname. Sorry.
I'm sorry. When Bert is talking about him, he's like, "Yeah, but I bagged a live one."
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That's how he learned. Because she's like, I hope you didn't kill all of them. It's very important to science. Like, bitch, no. We don't need an alien situation here.
Yeah, this is 1996. She should have seen Jurassic Park by now. You
For
don't
sure.
need
You
these
should have seen opening
creatures
weekend,
alive.
you dumb bitch. John Williams scored it.
And unbeknownst to them, there is a hidden one under the truck.
Uh-huh.
Yes, but I was going to talk about just how the engine had been eaten and destroyed, so they
Oh.
have no escape
Yeah.
before Bert shows up.
Oh,
But
I'm
it
sorry.
doesn't matter. But yeah, so there's one hiding in there they don't know about. They're in trying to study the other one, and the one that's hiding out there starts eating shit, and we find
MREs,
out that
dude.
this is when
Tastes like toilet paper.
they spit out these like low budget alien egg sacs, like alien as in capital A the movie.
It gives it gives the sound of a dying giraffe. Oh, that's disgusting, dude. I was really happy to not be eating watching this. Like
Yeah.
the gloop glop explosions are one
It's
thing.
fantastic.
Throwing up
Nope.
throwing up a baby egg.
I do want
I
to
got
mention
Whitney with
I
it.
loved the line from Bert when he talks about being out of ammo. Right before that, he's like, I fought them off with a combination of small arms fire and hand-to-hand combat. I'm like, why did we not get to see the scene where Bert Gummer is
$4
fist fighting?
million budget.
I want to watch him punch one of these robots.
$4 million budget. I'm in.
No, we already know that there's somebody in this suit.
Hey, you
Well,
get a
some of
hat
them are
smack.
animatronic.
You get a
Yeah.
hat smack
Yeah.
when he's got it tied
He's like,
up.
"Hey,
and he's
ka-chow."
like, come the fuck down.
And it does it.
One
listens.
laughs at his jokes later.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, and the way that they're doing the heat sensing stuff, we didn't mention. They have this little flap that opens on their
It's
head,
like a
and it like
trifold.
shows their
It's
brain.
a tiny Dilophosaurus.
It is.
Yeah.
I can't get off Jurassic Park. I'm gonna have to watch that.
Oh, I want to show you guys. I have the picture, and I'll post this on Facebook or I'll post this on our social medias. But I have the picture of the original design that they didn't end up using.
Oh, that
So
is
the one at the
that.
bottom
That's the
is
exact.
Starship Troopers.
Yeah,
but
that's
the
the
drawing at
exact one I
top-
thought was Starship Troopers.
But the
And you
drawing
can
at the top is the. I think the one on the left is probably the one that they rejected. 'Cause
Yeah.
the one on the right looks like the one they used.
Yeah, they look like little it's a horror movie version of the Candy Nerds. That's it. When
They do.
Candy eats you,
Yeah.
not you, Candy.
She will when I die.
Yeah.
Like a cat.
No, she
No,
won't.
dogs don't. They just lay there and starve to death.
She will.
No, she won't.
I've already
She'll
She
told
wouldn't
come
eat
up-
you.
No, she'll curl up next
Oh,
to
I
me.
I think your husband's right though. She's gonna eat him. You'll be fine.
No, she won't eat him because she does love him.
Yeah, but she's gonna love the way he tastes.
She'll headbutt him and be like, "Where are my nubs,
I'll
bitch?
simmer him down in 16 different herbs and spices.
Where are my nubs, bitch?"
I need them nugs.
So they're trying to get out of this
that's
place.
the new dish I'm going to make at KFC. Kentucky Fried Nugs. It's marijuana deep fried in a thick batter.
I'd eat that.
I would too.
It is fat soluble.
Yeah. Oh, God. Did I just invent something for THC?
I think you did. Oh,
Welcome to THC. We have 16 different types of cannabinoids.
But they're trying to get out. They're trying to get to the one truck that's left on the property. There's one in the way, so Bert has to snipe it with this fucking.
He doesn't have to. He gets to. It's
what
a 50 cal.
Just a 50
this was
cal?
a
Well,
special,
not just a.
It was
it's
a
50
special
cal,
made.
but special made, modeled after a World War I anti-tank.
Oh, that's
that's
right.
when
'cause he's got those special shells and shit.
That's when someone's like, dude, you put a new spin on this term overkill. He's like, hey, when you need it and don't have it, you'll sing a different song.
Well, because this thing, he shoots the shrieker that's in their way. The bullet goes through the brick wall that's behind it,
Through a cement mixer,
and then
Through a few
the
barrels.
fucking engine of the truck,
through the
that they
block
need to
of the
take
engine.
out. Yeah.
Like, good God.
You killed us. How was I supposed to know? Again, I did not have the full information.
Yeah, dude, the whole time he's like, if I could have been briefed. Because he would have brought a lot more different. And I even said that. I was like, you really don't want the guns that
Fred Ward and
Grady. I forget, are both using like modified. They look like 12 gauge shotguns to me, but they're modified to have like an elephant gun round.
Well, and
either way, you're shooting 2 bullets at a time, or 2 bullets, and you have to reload max.
when Bert says that at one point, he's like, if I would have been properly briefed, I would have brought something automatic, preferably belt fled.
Oh, excuse me,
Belt
sir.
fed.
Could I introduce you to tonight's special? It is a God, what does he have in?
I need the full 9 yards, bitch.
I need a full 9 yards. Here it is in a belt-fed variety. If you don't like that, we have one here with an ammo box.
Now I'm just thinking belt fed at like a restaurant just means you're just laying at the end of a conveyor belt and they're just.
Dumplings, just.
I was thinking sushi, but we're on the same train.
Yeah,
I'll ta-
the fucking belt-fed train. The train to diabetes.
But we're back at the end of the first movie. They're trapped on top of shit.
Yep.
And Fred Ward comments, he's like, dude, look, I've done this. I did not like it.
But Bert is trapped inside of the bucket of this fucking tractor or a caterpillar thing.
Yeah.
I do like Fred Ward's hair in this. I did not say this earlier.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
he's
yeah,
got
yeah,
this
yeah.
flowing black hair with like the streaks
His
of
salt and pepper.
in there.
Salt and pepper
Oh,
fox, dude.
He's got gorgeous locks.
Like, he's not Sam Elliott Silver Fox.
no.
He's still holding on to
and
that
it's
pepper.
not quite a mullet either.
No,
I
it's
think
not a
it's
mullet.
just full on.
It almost looks like he just didn't cut his hair.
Yeah. And I love it. I'm
Oh.
here for it. And I think it's
Wow,
amazing.
if you can grow it at that age, do it, dude.
He was watching Renegade and he's like, I can do that.
I can do that.
could be
I don't
on a
need a
bike.
fucking wig.
I could be on a bike, man.
I can grow some llama's hair.
I could make out with Cheyenne, man.
I bet you he could.
I could hang out with Bobby Six Killer, man. I would love to hang out with fucking Branscombe Richmond. Love it.
But basically, Kate's like, look, because they're all like, well, we're fucking stuck. Like, we're on top of the storage tanks. Bert's in that bucket. What are we going to do? She's like, someone's coming for us. Like, we haven't communicated with anyone in days. They'll send someone.
Because that worked out really well last time.
Yeah, well, and I think that's why Fred Ward's like, we'll figure something out because that's not how this works.
Oh, you weren't in the first one. I forgot. Well, let me catch you up. Nobody came for us. Well, they did, then they died. Yeah.
This is where they start to like shoehorn in this like romance thing. Because like at the beginning when you meet her, obviously like he's looking at her, he's checking out her ass, stuff like
She
that.
checks
It
out
was-
his.
But there's
was-
no like flirting between them.
It was dropped in the very beginning when he's talking about Kevin Bacon settling down. He's like, he did the right thing and met a good woman.
Yeah.
I fucking have an ostrich farm.
But this is where they start like flirting, which is like the last 20 minutes of the movie. And he's like, hey, so you seeing anybody? And she's like, well, not since the monsters arrived.
so she was dating one of these Mexican dudes that got eaten.
Yeah.
Is that what she's saying?
it was Julio.
I was actually married to a guy. I'm a widow. This is crazy.
And she also reveals that she was once a playmate and surprise, Miss October, 1974.
I have jacked off to you so many times.
She even does the pose for him, the bent over
and he
thing.
gets instantly hard. Oh
He
man, my
does.
jeans are getting tighter all by the second.
He does. I did check fact this, by the way. It is not the same person. What did I say? It was the September of 1970.
Yeah, and you said that
something.
it was because of the they had to find somebody that would have been the right age.
Age appropriate.
Yeah,
they needed an age appropriate person for Earl.
Yeah, I read something about that in the trivia, but I didn't write it down because there's definitely okay. So on the Patreon episode, I mentioned how there's always someone who's the gun person that'll comment on IMDb. There's the car person. You guarantee you there's the Playmate person.
Oh, yeah. They might be the weirdest out of all of them.
Funny thing is, if they had usernames on the bottom of these, it'd all be the same guy.
I'm into 3 things specifically. Tits, guns, cars, and if I can get all 3 in the same picture, brother, I'm having me a good day.
Something Jack and I noticed in the 70s, they really didn't know anything much about the arch.
No, not at all. Like, I mean, nowadays, dude, these girls know how to pop it.
Yeah. Well, you want that bubble.
Because then you didn't want big butts on white girls.
That's
now
true.
You do.
You didn't want big butts at all.
Sir Mix-a-Lot changed it for everybody.
The prophet, Sir Mix-a-Lot, dude, ahead of his time. He liked big butts. He didn't deny it. And
he never lied.
You know, everybody else got on board. They were like, I do like a big butt.
I love that bounce.
I love a juicy double. I'm an avid rewatcher of Cheers, and I see these girls that Sam is dating. I'm like, good God, it is a surfboard. Like, and that's just, and even Sam, everyone's like, ooh, check out his buns. Sam has no butt.
It's because they're all looking at the front, and it's like they just want the boobies. They want them fake upright.
Even as a kid, it was like the supermodels and stuff, right? Like, who were the ones in the 90s? Like Kathy Ireland and Cindy Crawford and stuff. And I was just like,
Claudia Schiffer.
Yeah, I guess.
Cute face.
They got nothing.
Supermodels were never as okay. I'm going to show up by myself.
Tyra Banks.
Porn stars were hotter.
Yeah,
true.
Not when you got like the big Wendy Whopper style boobs. That's too far, guys. I know what you're thinking.
But supermodels were meant to be those anorexic twigs that walk down a catwalk.
Well, because you're supposed to be looking at the clothes, not the person.
Well, and also,
but be a person in the
if
clothes.
If you had a, let's say, Carmen Electra type, maybe a bad example because she has the fake boobs, but like,
yeah, but they're not outrageously fake.
Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
Yes.
If you had her, everyone's gonna be like, wait, what was she wearing? I didn't pay attention. I'm so sorry. I was looking at everything besides the clothes.
Well, and I guess the models weren't taking off their clothes, so they have to look good with clothes on. Porn stars are taking them off. They have to look good with their clothes off.
They look good with them on, too. That's the teasing moment.
But so the Shriekers start stacking themselves. They do the fucking college cheerleading pyramid.
Yeah, they do.
All right, guys, let's hear it for the Shriekers. Give me an S.
Get it for
Give me
the
an H.
Shriekers.
Wait, we can't spell, can we?
That's too long. Give me a T. Give me an R. Give me an E. But so Bert saves them by jumping out of the bucket, distracting them, locking them into the warehouse.
185 pounds of lean meat. You know you want it. No.
Which they then discover is filled with sweet treats
and MREs.
Yeah, so these things
I think that one already ate them shits up. Yeah, that's
MREs?
How it propagated a bit more.
Okay.
Because it was one, and then all of a sudden there was
dozens.
I mean, they were surrounded. Well, no, before the sweet treats. The sweet treats is what extrapolates it to 100.
Bert mentioned that he brought
love a sweet treat.
120 pounds of MREs, and he's tossing these things. These things are light.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
that?
So he's got a lot of them.
What's that? Pan de leche? Is that your favorite treat, like Mexican?
The sweetbreads?
The bread with the stuff on top?
Pan de leche?
Yeah,
I love those
sweetbreads.
Those are he goes bananas.
Yeah, I'd fucking
those.
throw up a baby if I ate a bunch of those. I shall call you Ralph.
But I love when he's running away and they're like, what's he doing? Fred Ward's like, Bert's always got a plan. Usually. But he locks them in there. They eat all that shit. So Fred Ward's like, all right, I'll sneak in, spray me with the fire extinguisher.
Hose me
I'm
down,
covered
Darla.
in CO2. I'll sneak in, get some bombs. We'll take these guys out.
Oh, that's the other thing they brought back is the
Rochambeau, rock, paper, scissor.
Oh, sorry. What does he call it?
Scissor, paper, rock.
Go fuck yourself.
No, nobody has ever called it scissor, paper, rock.
Look, Fred Ward called it that, so I'm inclined to believe that's the real name.
It's rock, paper, scissor. It always has been. Fred Ward is a trendsetter. He's trying to change it up. He died
He's trying to
before
make fetch
caught
a
on.
thing. I know.
He was trying to fucking trademark it. It's called scissor, paper, rock. It's a different game than you play. You play rock, paper, scissor.
Well, because in his game, rock tears through paper.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah, they've been doing it a couple times for like, oh, who gets the last soda? Rochambeau. And then now it's, I forget, saying, I got you into this mess. I'll go do it. And he's like, no, we'll fucking rock, paper, scissors for it.
It's the last stand like from the first one.
Yeah.
It's exactly that.
I'm the hero. You're a fucking doofus.
I don't know.
You're gonna fuck this up.
Exactly. I don't think he's trying to be the hero. He's like, no, Grady, you're not going in there because we're all gonna die.
Is Grady the new Melvin?
You left yeah, absolutely. I even thought about that for a second. I'm like, you should have just had Melvin back.
He'll be back.
That way, I know, but like here, and then you should have killed him.
So they couldn't get Kevin back, so they're like, we'll settle for a Melvin in Kevin's placement.
A Melvin and
Two
Kevin
birds,
form.
one
He's
stone.
reached his
Not a
true
good
form.
trade.
2 birds, 1 shrieker.
You ever try to kill one bird with one stone? Because what are you doing trying to kill birds?
With
At
stones.
dinner.
Stone
bitch.
is weird. I'll get a gun.
But so he
Get
sneaks
an elephant
in there.
gun.
He sneaks in there
Oh,
and
bird's dead.
the stuff starts to melt off of him so they can see him. So he's got to scramble. He grabs one of these detonators and just sets it for, he says he just pushed buttons, but he sets it for 2 minutes, 45 seconds.
Yeah. How long did you set it for? I don't know. I pushed buttons. Because he's like, what? Did you grab a bomb? No, I actually armed one. I didn't grab it.
I
It's in
couldn't
the
grab
truck.
anything.
Do you see all those other bombs? It's
And
laying right next to it.
That's when fucking Bert's like,
There is the slight of like, no look on his face, but then like, oh.
he's like, that's 2.5 tons of high explosives. Like,
Let's
we need
run.
to get away.
And they stop at like the next building. They duck behind it, and he's like, "You're gonna want to
He's
keep
Yeah,
going."
because he
Keeps
keeps running
running.
past him. He's like, further.
Further, on your right.
It's going to be big. How big? Big.
So big.
To quote a movie, "Big bada boom." Because
And Jack pointed out he is excited when he's like so big.
it's like you won't believe it.
It's a good thing he got them away because this building goes up. And I mean, they blew the fucking shit out of this building.
No,
Out
the
of the
building,
next
building those
building.
guys were hiding behind is also obliterated.
Yeah.
It's like you're watching the test footage of fucking nuclear weapons.
Yes.
Because like that building doesn't have any explosives in it. It just shatters into pieces and the
Yeah.
wood flies away.
Oppenheimer's in some goggles, just laughing his
Yep.
ass off.
Yeah, Cillian Murphy's over there.
Good.
And they're standing there watching I mean, it reminds me of Uncle Duvet's cabin in Hard Target.
Oh. Yes,
it
except for
does.
like 5 times bigger.
Good C4 make a jackrabbit blow up a tremor, man. I'll tell you,
Because it's just pieces of wood flying. There's not a big fireball.
I cannot dance
It's
no
just
more.
wood flying
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah. It's not a big flamage.
But
Debris.
you see it on the ground too. Like you see all the dirt and stuff. They see the concussion go out. Like they
Yeah.
blew the fucking shit out of it.
I
We
wanted to
like
be-
a big bottom.
I wanted to be one of these. What do you call it?
Like the demolitions.
No, not cutting to now, because now they're getting debris falling on them. I want to be one of these like set hands, where I am just throwing like the heads of these fucking graboids at them. Fucking, I would have hit that fucking. I forget. I would have.
Don't hit Bert, but hit I forget.
Yeah, do not hit Bert. Do not hit Michael Gross. But you hit I forget all day. I don't care if you take out the playmate.
And I love Bert stands up and he's like, he looks so proud. He's like, some people say I'm overprepared, paranoid, crazy even.
Yeah.
He's like, but they never met a Precambrian entity or whatever he says there.
Yeah. A Precambrian life form, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's not wrong. I mean, it turns out he was not overprepared. He
No, he
saved
was
the fucking
perfect.
world, guys.
Yes, he
And they
did.
walk off into the noon set. It's not sunset. So
It's
I
the
don't-
noon set. I love that.
And it's the end of the movie.
That's a recommend, babe. You gotta watch this. Obviously, you need Jack's caveats. For me, it's more fun when I have people that I'm here. I didn't drink, but I did have people to like be like, "Oh my god, you see that?"
Yeah.
It's just more fun when you have somebody to share it with.
Yeah, I definitely recommend it. And I don't need the caveats nearly as much.
But
They-
it's
they-
more fun to
they
share
help.
it.
They help for sure. But this is just, I don't know, it's fun. And I think we talked about in the Patreon, that movie could easily be bad if you don't have the people
Kevin
in
Bacon?
it delivering. Well, everybody
Yeah.
on that one actually is
Wong?
doing. Yeah.
Um,
Wong's doing great. Ward's doing great. Gross. Even Reba. This is missing that, and it becomes really close to being a bad movie.
Definitely.
But it hovers that line of like, it's definitely enjoyable. Is it bad or good is up to you. It's enjoyable, so recommend.
Super enjoyable.
Yeah, obviously I recommend it. I bought it on 4K after watching it.
Of course,
course
I
you
didn't
did.
just blind buy some shit. Like,
Like you have.
I never sometimes do that.
Such as Gorgo.
Grogu?
Gorgo.
Well, that wasn't
What's
necessarily.
Grogu?
That's the Mandalorian.
Grogu is a Mandalorian.
Baby Yodel.
I didn't necessarily blind buy that.
Yodelele mandihu.
But either way, I recommend it. I think it's fun. It is more fun to watch with friends and to joke about and have a good time. I could also watch this completely by myself. I have, and I will again.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're more interactive when there's other people around. Because I've laid in bed, listened to you watch movies.
Well, I'm not going to sit out here and talk to myself. What am I, a crazy person?
Yes,
Okay. Well, probably.
you have. I listen to you edit.
Well, it's different. I'm talking to you guys. And
I hear voices.
Next week's episode will kick off our Halloween Horror Fest. It's the first week of October. And we're going to be talking about Ticks from, I believe, 1992, ? On that one.
Okay.
But it's a movie about ticks.
Like the ticks on your body when you're...
Yeah, but they're bigger than our dog.
Oh my, they're full.
They're evil. It has Seth Green, Clint Howard, and Alfonso Ribeiro.
Ooh.
Alfonso, is that the Carlton?
Carlton.
Yeah, that's the
playing a gangster.
Yeah, come on. No one's going to believe that.
I need to see it.
As soon as he showed up, I was
I
like...
run these streets. You better have my shit, bitch. Aquelu today, she'll love me again.
Yeah, he's playing a character named Panic.
Did you say a Quaalude today? She'll love me again.
Yeah, it's Scarface.
She'll love me in the morning.
She'll love me in the morning.
First, you get the money. Then you get the women. Then you get the power. Okay?
All right, George H.W.
No, he's Carlton.
First,
Well.
you get the one money.
I was doing the Carlton White Boy Boys.
You show me the difference between Carlton and George W. Bush.
I can't.
Cocaine.
One's from Texas.
I don't know which one. I do.
But yeah, that'll be our next week's episode.
Thank you.
Don't forget to check out our Patreon, patreon.com/worstpeople, $3 a month. You get extra episodes like Tremors that we talked about today. You get all the content that's on there. You don't just get the episode from this month. Some people think you pay for it. You're just
You get a whole backlog.
You get everything that we've released, plus anything we do in the future.
Insight on who I am as a person. The Patreons I have is because I hate ads. Like, that's it. The extra content's dope, but I hate
and that's
ads.
the other thing. Hey, one of these days, guys, if we get enough Patreon subscribers, I'll put the ad-free versions of the episodes up there.
Yeah.
Right now, it's just not worth it. But I will.
Okay.
I will. I'll do it. I promise.
Force his hand, guys.
Of course, we have to thank Evasion for providing our opening and closing music. That's it for this week. I've been Derek.
I'm still his wife.
I'm a Jack.
I've always got a plan. Usually.
What's an eggplant?
A penis?